This weekend's project is to design some bathroom decor. The inspiration for this project came from these. They're actually by Rae Dunn, and I wanted to try and recreate it. So if you're interested, stay tuned. I would like to use up this sign that I've had for about a year and didn't know what to use it for. Well, I had another project for it, however, it was too small. So I'm going to try to recreate with vinyl. I haven't designed the actual piece on Cricut Design. I like to use something that's already done, and I'm not sure how many flowers I'm going to be able to fit on here, but hey, let's see how this goes. First, I'm going to measure the inside of this board and give myself a 1-inch border all the way around. I'm not going to make it any taller than 10 inches. Let's see how wide I can make it. My thought is to give it 2 inches on width, so make it no wider than 16. So I have an inch on this side and an inch on this side. The vinyl that I'm using is a lot shorter. Now that I know my measurements, I'm going to get on the design studio and see what I can come up with. I think I found my first set of designs. Because I am working with the Cricut Joy Extra, the tallest I think I can make it is 8.5 inches. I'm gonna rotate this to 90, and then I'm going to make it bigger. See how big I can. Okay, so I can't make it more than 8.5 inches wide. I'm gonna cut this design first, and then I will either cut another one of these or find 2 extra florals to add. So that's what we're gonna work on next, cutting the design. So I have my Cricut all set up. I usually store it right there, and so it's easy just to put it on this table and move it as I need to, because it's the smaller of the machines. I am using Cricut's matless vinyl, just because it's what I had. I bought it on clearance and I would like to be able to use it all up. Okay, this is telling me that my paper needs to be 13.5 inches, and I don't think it is. No, it's only 12, which is interesting because the design is, so if I take it down to 8, it'll be okay. So right now the design is 11.27 inches by 8.05 inches. Let's see if it will make it. Yes, it will make it on an 8.5 by 12, so that should work. I will try to speed this part up. Okay, for some odd reason it is asking me to use a mat, so I'm gonna try it again with a mat. Even though this is matless vinyl, it probably just makes it this part and this part a little bit longer. So one thing that I've learned is before I take it out the machine, I need to check. I don't know if you guys can see that, if this is cut properly. So I can do it 2 ways. I could pull it up here, or I could just take one of these out. Okay, that looks like it's cut. I think we're good to go. I am cautiously optimistic that all of it cut the right way. I am gonna pull this corner just to check. Because if you don't unload it, then you can always send it back through and recut it. So like I was saying, if it's not cut all the way through, you could check like this, and I see that, yep, it looks good. So now I can go ahead and unload it from my machine. Can't really see it very well, but it did take up almost the whole page. So after I pull this off, you'll see what the design is gonna look, and then we'll make a decision of whether or not we need to make another one like this or just add 2 or 3 more flowers. Also, another tip that I learned from the internet, and people that use this machine a lot, is to bend the mat and not your paper or your vinyl. Bending the mat helps it come off significantly. Now, sometimes, because I'm so thrifty, I like to cut these little sections out, just these parts, and keep them as scraps. Now, I'm not sure if everybody cuts out their vinyl like this. However, I do, because I've just saved 4 pieces of scraps that are actually really good for adding names or labels on things. So this will go into my little stash area. And now we will weed this out. Me being a very frugal crafter that I am, and also a retired teacher, we know how important it is to keep scraps, because you never know when you're gonna need them. Just that one teeny tiny piece. This did get a little cut off, so I think I'm gonna try and see what it would look like with 2 of these on there. Let me go get the board. Okay, so this is what it would look like if I had this flush against here, flush against the edge. I would probably be able to fit 1 or 2 more flowers. I might be smart and just make one like this. This is what it looks like if I center it. It will look like I would need 2, and it might be a little bit of a tight squeeze. So I'm gonna take a pause break and think about what to do next. I also need to weed out all of these. So I may have found 2 more flowers that I can add. I'm just not sure if 2 flowers is too many. But I am gonna just go ahead and cut them out so that I have them. Cut this without a mat again. Let's see if it gives me any aggravation. It looks like it cut perfectly, so I am going to go ahead and unload it. Then we will cut it down. I'm gonna use the paper cutter again so that I can save part of this for scrap. Okay, it's a good piece of scrap. So down here, I did put a fake line to line these up with, and then I will erase it once I get the flowers down. I just need to figure out which order I want them in. So I think these two will go here. This one is going to go over here. And these two will go in the middle. So I can't tell if this one is centered. Originally, I was going to start working, laying them down this way from left to right. But I think I might start in the center and work my way out. These two are together. These two are together, and these two are separate. So I think that this looks like how I want it. I'm usually pretty good about eyeballing the center of things most of the time. Okay, that does look centered. Now I'm gonna try and get this one off. That one was much easier. And I'm gonna put it right on the edge. Now and the reason why I'm sticking them on and pulling them off, pulling the transfer tape off last, is so that I don't accidentally stick transfer tape on the other lines and pull like this one overlapped. I didn't want to be accidentally pull that up. Okay, last two. Now I'm going to take my time pulling these off, and I'm going to try and pull them off so they lift each other up, if that makes sense. Nice and slow. I did lose a piece on one of these flowers, but I think it gives it a little bit of character. I'm a little concerned about this transfer tape. I thought this was the good one, but maybe it's not. Maybe because it's too thin, I don't know. Unless I left it on there too long. We're getting there, guys. This seemed like an easy project, and then I think it just got a little bit more complicated. The last step is to erase the line. I actually love this eraser because you can knead it the way into small spots. This is the final look. Not exactly like this, but I think it plays off it pretty well. Please let me know any tips, tricks, or types of vinyl transfer tape that you use. I would greatly appreciate that. And also, what are you guys working on this weekend? That's all for now. Thanks for watching.